Hi everyone, this is Crystal, and today I'm back working in my Week in the Life album from last year. So this is my 2018 album. You may remember, if you've been here for a while, that I had a few videos up earlier this year, going from Monday through Thursday. I'm up to Friday. It's been a while since I've worked in this album, and that's actually because I ran out of page protectors. So you may know that I'm doing my Project Life in 6x8, and I have gone through a lot of page protectors this year. And then when I went to order more, every shop I normally ordered from was out of this style, the 4 3x4 pocket. And it's the one that I use the most. So I didn't have any to put into this album, and it just sat there for what was probably months. If I looked back, I'd probably see that it's been months since I've worked in this. Finally, I was able to get some. These are actually from Studio Calico. I had to order more albums for Project Life, and I got mine from Studio Calico, and they come with a few. So I just pilfered those from those albums to use here. I actually ended up ordering some from Becky Higgins' Project Life. They're not 6-hole, they're, I think, 2-hole or 2-ring albums. So I have to punch holes, but that's what this is. This is actually a Simple Stories one, which I prefer and which is what I was looking for, but I couldn't find them anywhere online. Anyway, long story short, or not so short, that's why I haven't been working in this album, but I am desperate to get it finished before I start any sort of December daily for this year. So I'm on Friday. You can see it's a short day, so I didn't have very many photos from this day. I've already filled in the pockets with some cards. I'm using all Brandi Kincaid cards. I have a huge stack. Actually, let me show you. This is my stack of Brandi Kincaid for Feed Your Craft cards in 4x6 and 3x4, not counting the 2 newest ones. I don't have those in this pile yet, although I did pull a few of those for this spread. So to save you having to watch me flip through this entire stack, I've already picked some out and put them in the pockets so that I can use them. I will be sure to let you know where each card is from, what kit each card is from, as I work through each pocket. But I am going to put you on fast forward and get started working. I have embellishments from the 2 most recent kits. Those are Big and Small and Clear and Cloudy. That's where all these come from, but I do have the embellishments from the other kits at hand as well in case I need them. So fast forward, let's get started. As I said before, I'm going to do my best to let you know where all of these supplies come from as I work through each of these pages, but if I miss something and you're curious about it, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. So the 6x8 paper I'm working with here is actually a digital card from the Hold Tight collection. That's still available digitally, so you can get that in the Feed Your Craft shop, and I'll have everything linked down below in the description box. The Friday is actually an Allie Edwards handwriting digital stamp that I turned into a cut file. I cut that twice from black paper and stuck them up and glued them together, and I've used those for all of the days in my album. The label I just added to the bottom, that's from the Make It Matter kit. That is no longer available, but you can still get the cards from that kit digitally, but just the cards, not the rest of the kit. I'm using just a glue pen to adhere down the die cut Friday. That's the easiest way I've found to adhere down these delicate style die cuts. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't make you watch that. It does take a little bit to get it all glued down. And then I added that label just below so it kind of fits in between the descender of the F and the Y. And then on top of that label, I'm adding a little die cut that says, "Oh, what a day." That's from the Big and Small kit, which is still available digitally, not available physically, but you can still get the digital kit for that one. And then I'm cheating a little bit, and I brought in a stamp set that is not Brandi Kincaid, but it is Feed Your Craft. This is the Chin Up stamp set. It's one of my recent favorites. It's all about those days that just aren't going quite right, and that was perfect for this day in my album. So Friday of this week had a lot going on, and not everything went as planned, so I'll be using this stamp set quite a bit, actually. So I'm just stamping a little phrase that says, "Keep that chin up," just below the "Oh, what a day." And I feel like the page needs a little bit something else. So I was looking through the die cuts here and trying to figure out what would work. It looks just a little empty, and eventually I figure out that the best thing I can do is to use that stamp set again, that chin-up stamp set, which by the way is still available in the shop and will be linked down below. And I'm going to use the lemon stamp. So there is a buildable lemon stamp on this set. This is the background, so I just grabbed some yellow ink. This is super old ink from American Crafts. It's no longer available, but any, I think this is actually a chalk ink, but any ink would work. I just stamped the base in yellow, and then there's an outline and some leaves. So I'm gonna in a second just grab some green ink to try out for the leaves. The first one I grab is from Stampin' Up, and it's something olive, old olive or something like that, but I don't actually like it. It's a little too rustic looking, and it doesn't quite match the greens that are in the products that I'm using. So I went and grabbed a different one. This is Yes Peas from Studio Calico, and I'm going to use that one instead. So I'm just trying to get this leaf to stamp the best way I can. I had to use an eraser just to prime it a little bit because it was not stamping fully, like you weren't getting a good impression, but that by just running an eraser over the top of it, you kind of prime it and get any residue off of it, and then it's stamped much better. So now I'm just stamping the outline of the lemon in black, just trying to line it up best I can just by eye. I don't have a fancy stamp alignment tool, and I found that I don't really need one unless you're doing super complicated buildable stamps. Just lining it up by eye seems to work fine for me. I'm doing the same thing with the leaf outline in black. But then I decide that after I clean up my mess, because I am the messiest stamper on earth, I'm about to cut it out by hand, but I really like the look of the two leaves on the ones that I had been testing. So I decided to go back and stamp a second leaf and a leaf outline, and then I'm just going to cut that out by hand. It was mostly off camera while I was cutting, so I just cut that out, and you'll see the finished cut out lemon here in just a second. And then I'm going to add that just above the Friday, just kind of tuck it in there between the D and the Y. And then that's going to be it for my title page. I will move on to the next two pages here in just a second. Oh, there was, of course, a dog hair stuck on the page. That's what I was trying to get off. I finally got it, and I think I had to just cut it off. It happens quite often. Anyway, moving on. So here is the first two-page spread for this day. I have a full page photo to the left, and I'm just creating a little cluster to the bottom of that photo. So that little flower, kind of daisy circle, is from the Clear and Cloudy set, which is still available both digitally and physically. So you can still pick that up in the shop. The Little Things circle die cut is from the Big and Small, which again is only available digitally. And then I'm adding a little word to the bottom of that says highlights. That is from Inside and Out, which is also still available digitally and physically. You can pick that kit up in the shop. The card that I'm actually adding a couple embellishments to the top photo. Those are both from Big and Small, which again is only available digitally. The card next to that, to the left, is also from Big and Small, and then the tag is from Clear and Cloudy. I'm just looking through the stamps right now. I added a little arrow, which is from the Big and Small kit, to the card on the bottom that says, "Mama said there'd be days like this." That card is from Inside and Out. And I feel like it needs a little something else. So I was looking through some stamps to see if I could find one that would work. I end up going back to that chin-up stamp because it's just perfect. And I stamped "well crap" below the arrow. And then it does feel like it needs just a little bit more. So I'm looking through the die cuts, trying to figure out something else I can add there. I was thinking maybe a little flower would be nice, because, you know, it needs something to lighten it up a little bit and make it feel a little bit happier. So I looked through the rest of the die cuts that I have from all the other kits. I end up finding a set of puffy stickers from the Mark Your Place kit, which are no longer available. I'm so sorry they aren't, but they're some of my favorites. I've been hoarding them, but there's a little flower on this set, and I'm going to add it to the bottom, and that was just the perfect little soft touch that this card needed. The top does still look a little blank though. So I will end up adding a few more embellishments to that before I am finished. I thought about another arrow, but ultimately I decided to add a yellow label. I do like the look of yellow that arrow provided, but I decided to add a little yellow label instead. Just looking through the rest of my supplies that I have out on the desk to see if I can find something. I end up going with the label, and then I will stamp another little word onto that label. That one I use the high and low stamp for, and I just stamp the word surviving in that label. And then that is going to be it for this card. I do add some tiny attacher staples here and there just to kind of finish the page off. And I take the label that I have in the top left card. I take that away to my typewriter here in a second and add some journaling. So you won't see that, but you will see me come back and adhere that down here in a minute. There is the high and low stamp and that word that says surviving. So you can see I have all those stamps laying there to the side to choose from. Unfortunately, not all of them are available anymore, but like I said, I will do my best to let you know which ones are. So there is the journaling all done. And because my journaling wasn't straight, I decided to add that card on an angle just to kind of take away from the fact that it wasn't completely straight. And then I can move on to the next page. So the cards on this page, the one that says scratch that is from Glass Half Full, which is still available digitally. The one on the bottom that says it's okay to start over is from Make It Matter, which the cards from that kit are available digitally. And then the one with the graph on it is from Big and Small, which, like I said, is still, the full kit is available digitally, but not physically. Okay, so I decided to add that rest die cut circle to the photo of me sitting in our backyard because I felt like that was perfect for that photo. It was taken at lunchtime in the middle of what was turning out to be a very stressful day. So I was just sitting outside trying to just, I don't know, regain some sanity, I guess. So that circle worked out perfectly, and that is from the Clear and Cloudy kit as well. And then I'm just kind of sprinkling some labels around the page to add some journaling and some stamping. Those labels are from a bunch of different kits. They reappear in lots of the digital printables from the kits, so you can get them in almost any of the kits that are available. This adorable little pencil is from the Big and Small kit. That's from the printable from the Big and Small kit, and I thought it was just perfect to the side of that card. And then there's also another pencil on this little circle, also from the Big and Small digital printable, and I added just a tiny little stamp that said learning. I spent most of the day at work on this Friday messing with InDesign. Oh my goodness. InDesign, trying to put together a brochure for our summer reading program at the library, and I was not at all familiar with InDesign. I hadn't used it much before this and was getting really frustrated trying to get the layout for this multi-page brochure completed, which was part of the reason why my day was so stressful. But I did eventually get something finished. It definitely was not perfect, but it needed to get done, and so I got it done. That was the moral of the story. So I added a couple little phrases as well. So the one on the top that I'm working on right now, that one says, "That's enough." It's a picture of our cat climbing behind our washer. For a while, he was obsessed with getting back behind our washer and dryer, and we would have to pull them out and try and extract him every time, and we were getting pretty sick of that. So that was taken at lunch. And then the one below it is just a picture of some posters I created for the farmer's market the next morning for the library's booth at the farmer's market, and that one says Sunnyside, so I was really happy with those and how they turned out. So that was a highlight of the day. And then I just stamped another couple stamps from that chin-up set, one that says "Made the Effort" on that bar graph card, and another one that says "Try, Fail, Try Again" on the Scratch That card, which again are just perfect for this day. Right now I've pulled out a set of puffy stickers. These are the Simple Shapes puffy stickers, and I'm going to add a little heart speech bubble to the bottom of that rest card. I had tried one in pink, but it didn't stand out enough, so I decided to go with one in black instead. And I'm also going to add a little blue star to that try fail, try again stamping label that I did on that Scratch That card. And I thought about trying to fit in a couple more, but they just didn't quite fit on the page, so I decided to leave it at that. I am going to add another stamp from the Chin Up stamp set to this picture of those brochures all done, and it just says close enough, which is exactly how I felt in the moment. They were close enough, at least they were done. Okay, so moving on to the final page here. I've already added some journaling to the bottom of the card on the top. You can see there I've typed up some journaling. That card is from the View From Here, which is available digitally. The cards from that kit are available digitally. And I have another little tag from the Clear and Cloudy kit that I want to add behind that card to add some hidden journaling. So I'm just creating a little pocket to place that card. So the card is rather small, and if I tried to just stick it behind that, or the tag rather is rather small. If I tried to just stick it behind the card, it would get lost down behind there, and I would never remember that it was there. So I'm creating a little pocket to keep it up and sticking out of the top of that card. I just grabbed some scratch paper, this is just regular printer paper, and used some double-sided tape to put around 3 sides of the tag, and I'm going to adhere that to the back of this card, and then my tag will just slip right in there, and it will keep it from floating all the way down to the bottom of that pocket. The other card that's on this page, the one that says, "Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise," that one is from Glass Half Full. So that is available digitally as well. And then I'm adding a little label and a little word or phrase die cut to both of those photos. And both of those word die cuts are also from the Clear and Cloudy kit. And then I think that's just about it. I do add a little puffy heart sticker to the top of that black card. That's from the All Hearts puffy stickers. And then that's pretty much it. I do some journaling off camera, and that's the page all done. So there are tons of close-up photos coming up, so you can see all the little details that are in these pages. Like I said before, if you have any questions about the supplies I've used or how you can get them, just leave a comment and I will help you out. Everything, like I said, will be linked below. Everything that I can link will be linked below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this process. I really love how this album is coming together, and I can't wait to get it finished. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you all back here soon.